Gone are the days where students could hide at the back of the classroom or get away with never participating. With Flipgrid, all students are encouraged to participate in live class discussions and practice everyday skills. This is Flipping Education through Flipgrid. So the story. This is based off an article that was written in June 18th that gave me the inspiration to research Flipgrid for this presentation, actually. So Microsoft recently bought the startup company Flipgrid, which was done in an attempt to strengthen Microsoft's position in education. This was done because the competition right now is Google, which holds the largest sharehold in education because of the Chromebooks that are distributed to every school. In the U.S., actually, about nearly 60% of the personal computing devices that were given to K through 12 schools, 60% of those were Chromebooks, while less than 26% used Windows. So Microsoft is really trying to get into the education field here. So, more on the story. The company, Flipgrid, will retain its name rather than be merged with anything else like Teams, which is a chatting device on Windows. Flipgrid will be free to schools, and schools that have already paid will be given a refund. Because it actually used to be $65 a year to access, and then they'll get their money back. And Flipgrid will be set to work with other Microsoft products. And this includes Teams for chatting with other people, like I mentioned, and OneNote for taking notes. So a little background on Flipgrid. What is Flipgrid? It's a phone app that allows teachers to post recorded questions or discussion topics and have their students answer via video. The videos are actually about 90 seconds long max, and they have unlimited retake. The app serves over 20 million students in over 180 countries in grades pre-K to PhD students. Flipgrid actually started in 2015 by Dr. Charlie Miller, Jim Leslie, and Phil Sornand. And it was headquartered in Minneapolis, starting with 24 employees that were just listed on LinkedIn when you looked up Flipgrid. But now it's actually headed by Microsoft, so it's expanding quite a bit. So the device. The device is actually simply an app that's available both on the Apple and Android stores. Students and teachers just need a device with a camera, so an iPad will work, a tablet, a laptop, or iPhone, Samsung phone, anything with a camera. The videos, like I mentioned, they have unlimited retakes, and it'll work with Microsoft and Canvas applications. So like I mentioned before, it'll work with OneNote, for example, or in the Canvas we know today, that we use in class, Flipgrid can actually be embedded into that. So the highlights. One great thing about Flipgrid is that videos can be shared with the students' families. So this is a great way to get families involved in their kids' educations, which is especially important at young ages. In addition, families can actually be invited to collaborate in some grids. So if a teacher wants to open up a discussion forum with parents of the class, she can share that with all the parents. Flipgrid is covered by the Student Privacy Pledge, so no information will be shared outside of the app. YouTube and Vimeo videos, images, GIFs, and files can all be embedded to share, so videos aren't the only thing that's offered by this app. This is great because if you want to start a discussion based off a list of questions or an image or a short YouTube video, you can have students refer to that and not only just continuously read discussion topics. And finally, sharing videos like Flipgrid provides improves skills useful for the future. There was actually a Class of 2030 research study that showed that the social and emotional skills that kids are learning today is going to be needed in about 30 to 40% of the jobs with most growth in the future. So Flipgrid provides developing communication skills and encouraging students to contribute to society and increasing self-awareness. Its pitfalls. Not everything I found about Flipgrid was great to be used in a classroom, starting because unfortunately not all children have access to the technology needed for this app. Children in lower income areas might not have tablets at school or iPhones at home that have a camera, and that's essential for the app to work. Because Flipgrid also allows commenting by other students on videos, it can be a forum for cyberbullying. However, the teacher can monitor and censor inappropriate comments. In general, students may be uncomfortable in front of the camera. They just might not want to be recorded or share videos for whatever reason. And in all, Flipgrid doesn't really help with public speaking. Because of the unlimited retakes feature, like I mentioned, students can perfect what they're saying or just read a script. So in the end of the day, it's not really cultivating public speaking skills. So, my opinions. Overall, I do support the integration of this app into schools. This is because in today's day and age, I think education should be something that's very well-rounded. I feel as if students nowadays are just memorizing facts and figures and spitting them back out for an exam. But Flipgrid helps them learn how to have meaningful conversations and develop social skills, taking their classroom education one step further. In addition, I think Flipgrid is a great forum for news topic discussion. For example, if a student is just learning history in class, they might want to integrate present day news into their class, and Flipgrid's a great way to get a discussion started, even if it's not about politics, for example. So because it's free, I think getting it started at schools is easy. But specifically, I think it would be best applied in middle school and to high school ages rather than the whole range of pre-K to PhD. I say these ages because I think that's when a child's confidence and social skills comes most into play. And Flipgrid is a great way to build both of those up. And in addition, most children of these ages have access to technology. So using Flipgrid is a way to put it towards something good, and they don't just spend all their time on the internet or on social media. At the end of the day, it's also a great way to break the ice. So before students even walk into a classroom, a professor could start a get-to-know-each-other forum, and kids can upload videos and get to know their classmates and release some of the nervousness that surrounds the first day of school. And it's just a great way to have everyone participate. So now I have some questions for the viewers. The app seems easy to use and integrate, like I mentioned, but do you see any other cons it may have that I may not have mentioned? Also, what school subjects would best utilize this app and how? So, for example, do you see it best used in history, in science, math, etc.? Overall, what is your opinion on Flipgrid? And number 4 is, I mentioned that I think the best ages to use this app are middle school to high school, rather than the whole range of pre-K to PhD students. What ages do you think are best for Flipgrid and why? And finally, can this app really help with parent involvement in schools? Like I mentioned, one of the goals of Flipgrid is to open up discussion forums to the parents. And I want to know if you guys really think that that'll help out in schools. Okay, so the top link is my article where I based my initial research from, and below are additional sources if you guys want to check out more information on Flipgrid. And overall, thank you everyone for listening. And if anyone has any questions or comments, you can feel free to message me or just leave a reply in the discussion below. Thank you.